Hello everyone, and welcome to our Assassin's Creed Origins Let's Play. Today we continue our journey with a Rebel Alliance. So, it looks like we actually have several military units up ahead. We're going to quickly run right on side and do a little bit of slashing. Should be able to get quite a bit of them off, but it looks like a couple of them actually have bows, so obviously taking a little bit of damage there. That dude doesn't stand a single chance. So, of course, we're actually going to work our way on getting back up to where we need to be. Looks like we do have a little bit of assistance, so that should help us out quite a bit, actually. Does look like they are actually taking care of quite a bit of this, but I should be able to come right up to the side here. Alright, so we'll do a quick dismount, we'll jump in here, and we'll actually rescue our HVT.
You are Bayakasiwa, aren't you? I've heard stories of the Medjay who crossed the desert. I am Theodorus, one of many who rebel against the Phylakitai.
Is that what landed you in this cage?
Yes, a failed attack. I am hunting Daratos, a ruthless general of Ptolemy with a hatred for Egyptians. A killer of mothers and fathers and children. I won't rest until his body is food for the worms. Would you lend your sword?
Gladly. Your plight is true.
Good joy. We will regroup with my men in Bacchius. Come along.
How does a Greek find himself fighting an Egyptian cause?
My father was Egyptian. My mother, Greek. Long ago, a day came when I discharged every ounce of Greek blood from my body and pledged to rid Egypt of men like Daratos. And we nearly did. We found his camp, but they had greater numbers. We were forced to disband. We will take shelter here and wait for the right moment to strike.
Alright, so at the moment I'm trying to really stay back just a little bit and see if we can kind of snipe these guys with our bow. Looks like they didn't stand a single chance. We were pretty well prepared. Alright, let's meet back up with our friend here. Looks like he's taking some cover.
Scouting convoy and beaten into giving up our retreat point.
But you instead led them into a trap. Clever.
I knew my brothers would rescue me, but I did not know the Medjay would see what we did too. You are rather celebrated amongst my group. We spent years tracking Rujik, only to learn you made waste of him single-handedly. You would not call us your ally, but our goals seem to be aligned from time to time, don't they?
You are not incorrect.
Hemset her Awies. Gehes.
You feel that? The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up.
Onwards then! I will get briefed. We will take shelter here and wait for the right moment to strike. I will get briefed.
Dogs! They've sent out scouting groups. Theodoros!
Daratos is gone. Neck! He continues to elude me.
What should we do?
Let's be smart. We have an opportunity to claim 2 victories with 1 swift strike. We need to wait for Daratos to return to camp. I've learned his personal scribe has stayed behind in Caranis. We'll be targeted if we so much as take a piece nearby. You are unknown to them. Bring the scribe to us. He'll tell us what we need to know.
How do I find him?
At night, he rests within the courtyard. During the day, you can find him working around the temple or at the terrace overlooking the lake. He dresses elegantly, and due to our failed attack, now has guards in tow. He'll be hard to miss.
Alrighty, so since it's daytime, it looks like he's going to be a little bit more active than he would be at night. However, we'll call over our trusty companion here, and I'll start our journey about 550 meters away. Looks like we actually have a main road here, so this should actually make navigating around the area quite a bit easier than it has been in some previous installations, but does appear to be this massive fortified position up here. I'm going to imagine there's going to be quite a bit of military presence, so we're definitely going to have to be on top of our game, really utilize our stealth abilities. A couple of snakes in the street, and as you guys know, not a fan of those, so we're going to miss those completely. Now, of course, in just a moment here, we'll be doing a little bit of reconnaissance because I want to know exactly what we're walking ourselves into. Like I said just moments ago, I think there's going to be quite a bit of military presence here. Alright, so as we can see, it does appear that he's actually more towards the actual street, but mainly in this actual structure here. So we actually should be able to navigate through this temple area, I'm assuming with relative ease, but in just a moment we'll be able to find out how much of an inconvenience this may truly be. Alright, so I think I'm going to dismount here so that we don't body check too many civilians and start bringing too much attention to ourselves, just because, especially when you run over one of the small children, they're not a big fan of that, as you guys might have been able to gather. Now, this might be the best way to go about utilizing our stealth darts here, considering that way we can put them to sleep, and we don't have to worry about everybody being alerted. Now, of course, that is easier said than done, but in just a moment, I should be able to start throwing these right at the guys. Trying to get a line of sight at the moment.
I should be cautious. Scribe himself. It won't be long before he comes to. I need to bring him back to Theodorus.
Alrighty, so those guys should be waking up here in about 15 or so seconds, so I'm going to try to really move ourselves out of this area as fast as possible, just so they don't get alerted. I'm hoping that they'll wake up and realize that he's still kind of sleeping behind them, and that they don't actually go check any of the sheets or any of the pillows to make sure he hasn't accidentally suffocated or something. But ultimately, I think we're far enough away now that I can actually call over our trusty companion, and we'll be able to load him up and move him about another 300 meters.
Smells nice.
Alright, so now that we got him all loaded up now, we're going to actually be able to work our way all the way back over to where we were just moments ago. Again, still got to be a little careful of all the civilians, because there's so many small children just running around that body checking them would just not be in my benefit. And we do have to remember that there are those snakes on this path, though, so I'm going to want to be a little careful of where they are. But I think we actually might have missed them just a little bit ago. Now, we are coming right up on our objective marker. I think we'll probably have to dismount here before very long, but I'm going to try to get as close as we can. Should be able to pull our friend right off the top here, and I think everybody will be able to give us high fives as we do.
Look it!
That is him. Well done. We will find out what he knows. In the meantime, we must prepare our attack. Some of our brothers are stationed just west of Soknopayu. Meet with them and wait for my arrival. We will put an end to that Nekatiodet.
A scribe who knows his way around.